Michael, you've just done the keynote speech here at ALPMA's National Summit here in Sydney, talking about bulletproofing business models for the future. That's obviously quite a big topic.
Yep.
Do you think the needs of or the challenges that are facing law firms are different to those of other sectors?
Well, in one sense, it's very similar to other professional services firms. If you look at accountants or some of the management consulting firms, you are selling a service, and so therefore things are changing in that the way you add value needs to change, the way you extract value from clients. I mean, if you look at it, it's like a fast-moving consumer goods business or a manufacturing business, it's different because you've got a lot of inputs, you're literally manufacturing, and so that process changes. So, but for professional services, law firms are a long way from being unique. I think the same sort of challenges we're seeing across lots of sectors right now. It's exciting because I think in many cases the human stuff that lawyers can bring, I mean that ability to use judgment and intuition and build trust.
Yeah.
In an age of AI, that's going to be more important than ever. So in one sense, it's a really good time to be a lawyer, but there are going to be some big challenges and changes in the years ahead as well.
Well, it's really interesting. And this is an industry sector group that's largely centred around small to medium enterprise-sized law firms. Do you think that there's a difference of challenge for the small to, between those and the big businesses, big law firms?
Yeah, so there's a challenge in that they haven't got often the budgets to try too many things.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes it's like, well, we've got to make the right choice. If it's the wrong choice, it's like betting the farm. And so you don't want to take too many risks or colour outside the line. So therefore, the innovation can be challenging in a small environment. But the good side of that is when it's a small environment, you can actually change quickly. The big challenge for the big guys is that you can have a strategy for, say, adopting artificial intelligence in the way you're interacting with clients, doing discovery work. By the time that goes through the entire bureaucratic process and be implemented, it's out of date.
Oh, totally, yeah.
So I think there's pros and cons. I mean, certainly I think the challenge though is a real challenge, which is in small firms, you've not got the cash reserves to burn through.
And maybe, but innovation isn't necessarily a cost price.
That's right.
It can be attitudinal as much
Absolutely,
as anything.
Yeah, definitely. So I think for the small firms, some challenges, but I think in some ways they're better placed to adapt than some of the big firms who, for some cases, the war chest of cash they've got is one of the biggest challenges, because when ideas aren't working, they just keep throwing money and resources at them, even though it's not working. Small firms, you just can't do that. And so that keeps you agile on your toes.
That's a really good point. And one of the interesting particular challenges I see here is, I think everyone's aware that it is the time of, it's always the time of change, but we're really undergoing change. A lot of people at ALPMA are in that management tier, and their challenge is to influence an ownership layer above them. Any advice on how one might set about that?
Well, to some extent, you've got to paint the business case for it. So if you've got people who are owners who are looking to cash out in 3, 5, 7 years' time, and for them it's preserving their assets. So they don't want to do too many things that will rock the boat, but at the same time, they realise that they want to make sure that the timing works out, that when they go to sell or cash out, the asset is still valuable. And if they don't change now, in 2, 3, 5, 7 years' time, they may well find that it impacts the value of their asset. They need to have it in a really healthy place. So making the business case is important, but also you need to appeal to sometimes that sense of, being noble. This idea that you're the custodian of something that you've built. And if you want to see it last, this is your legacy. You need to do things that will see this flourish long after you're at the helm. And for a lot of humans, there is that deeply held desire to make a mark, leave a legacy, make a difference. So appealing to that can be really valuable as well.
That's a really interesting insight. Thank you, Michael.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Appreciate it.